everybody? It's James, and this is episode 87 of TGWPIS FC, Premier League Season 3. Well, we've had our off season. We've had a lot of things go on where we have to talk about. But I wanted to start here on the competition screen to show you everything that we're going to be competing for this year. The Premier League, the board expect us to qualify for the European Champions Cup, so the Champions League. It's top 4 finish. That's doable. The Friendly Cup was just a preseason friendly tournament that we played and won. The European Champions Cup, we're expected to reach the final as a minimum, which is going to be interesting because, we are the defending champions. Go us. The European Super Cup, they don't care about, but we are playing RB Leipzig, who won the Europa League, and they look like they have a pretty good squad. Their striker looks pretty good, Isaac. Casper Vang Matheson, who is a very, very interesting winger. Looks like they've got some strong player. What did they finish last year? Their media prediction is second. But where did they do? What was the past winners? They won the Bundesliga last year. Oh, so they dethroned Bayern Munich after that many years. Bayern wasn't even in the race, or they were in the race. Yeah, no, they were second and third. Whew. Okay, good on you, Leipzig. Then. And then they want us to reach the final in the FA Cup and reach the final in the Caballero Cup. So we've got everything. We got to compete in everything this year. So you're probably saying, well, James, what did you do to help do this? Oh, by the way, media prediction has a second in the league behind Manchester United. Though if you look at the team of the season, Lopez, Wright, Herrero, Bertels, Pepe, we've got a lot of the team. A lot of the main team here, which is good for us. And now you're saying, James, what did you do to strengthen your team? Only brought in 3 players. I mean, we have the team that won the Champions League, so you don't expect there to be a whole lot of turnaround here. So let's go with the outs first. First things first, Schwabel. Marky Schwabel left. He went home to Schalke. We got £40 million for him. Absolutely excited by the deal. I knew we had a bunch of left backs coming up through the system. I wanted to give them a shot. Here's a hint. Something happened. We'll have to talk about that. But Schwabel left. Good deal. Good money. Ruben Garrick is a guy we picked up way back in the save. Had been developing and then just wasn't going anywhere. So we decided to get some money for him. £5 million. Newly promoted Huddersfield wanted him. Figured get some money in the coffers, it'd be a good deal. Julio Torres, that goalkeeper, and the other Argentinian goalkeeper that we signed, who we never really got anything for. His contract was coming up, so we turned around and sold him for $4.5 million to Sampdoria. He never played for us. He's a good player, but he just never would have fit in the team. And then Aki Beaton is a young attacking midfielder that Bortman wanted like £675,000 for, and we sold him to that, plus like a 50% sell-in clause, so good little free move there. As for other stuff, a bunch of fringe players, Juan Romero, Berman Huertas, and then Morislav Valdez, all left on freeze. Just players we weren't going to hold on to anymore. We've got a lot of squad bloat now, so we really got to worry about what we're doing and how we're going to get on. A lot of loan moves here too, but 2 other ones. Abel Gomez going out on loan to Crystal Palace with 100, we're getting their full salary plus 100,000 per month, and then Gustavo Renzo, our up and coming center back, is going and playing in the Bundesliga for Bayern Leverkusen. Pretty good. He's developing very well as well, but it just kind of needed to get him. He's at the point in his career where he needs game time, and he wasn't going to get it with us. So send him out there. A bunch of the other guys, just simple loans to free up the space, get him game times, get him going places. Now our ins. We've got 3 of them. So we'll start from the cheapest to the most expensive. Diego Camarera. He is a Peruvian right winger. He's coming in to help provide some coverage on that right-hand side. Play inside forward. He played at Brighton the last couple of years, so that's the reason why he picked up. He wanted to leave. We got him for less than his valuation, which is always a good move. The other thing too is that he has English as a second nationality. He's a star for his country, so he's English, young, valued, good value, tall. We were always talking about like good jumping reach. So this guy actually has some heading ability on that right hand side, and we always were talking about like how like a lot of early on we scored a lot of goals from crosses and the wingers heading them in. Well, he gives us that little bit of edge. Now, obviously, Fetz is also really relatively decent in the air, but this guy's just taller, and he's going to provide some rotation and backup for Fetz, which is what the plan was. I mean, we're going to be just competing on so many more fronts. We just needed to shore up a few places. So that's Diego. Next is Frank Wieland, who we got him for £33.5 million. He's a left back. So I've got these two amazing left backs coming up with Alberto and Watson, and I sold Schwabel to make room for them. And then I saw this guy was on the transfer list, and I couldn't help myself, because when it comes for a wing back on attack, 16 crossing, 16 dribbling, 15 first touch, 15 marking, 12 passing, 13 tackling, 13 technique, good work rate, decisions, determination off the ball, pace, stamina, agility, acceleration, 6'1". He ticks all the boxes of a perfect attacking wingback, and we got him for $33.5 million under his evaluation. It's a steal, and he's strong, and he's 20. So we traded a guy who's 2 years younger and better than Schwabel. Plus, we retain Alberto and Watson. Now, Watson probably plays in the Champions League because of the whole homegrown players and nation deal, but absolute steal with this guy. Once I get back to him, Frank Wieland comes in absolutely perfect. 5-year deal, not too much money either. And I'm not too worried about some of his other stuff. Could be taught in the aerial presence. Yeah, aerial presence, dressing room, that's fine. They're the greatest. We don't need him to be jumping reach. He's going to be crossing balls into the center. And then finally, this guy, Rafael Moreno, who's going to be a third choice, fourth choice center back. I think trained in France, Monaco, Spanish international, capped at Spain international level. 6'3", wonder kid, can play as a ball-playing defender, has all the attributes. First touch, heading, marking, tackling, passing, decisions, determination, aggression, jumping reach. He can jump too. He's got everything you'd want. He's quick, he's pacey, he can jump, he's 6'3". He's going to, we had one of the best defenses, and we have one of the, if not the best center back in the game right now, and Mauricio Lopez. It was a great ball-playing defender. And Alex, who is very serviceable in the role, let's be honest, but having this guy in here and Akbar in here just provides that little extra bit of cover that's going to be very helpful for us. I'm really excited. I knew we needed an extra center back. I'm happy with the guy we brought in. Plus, if we want to look down, we still got Mercado. We still got Addison, who's the defensive midfielder who can come in and play there. And we've got this young kid, Adam Noble, who looks like he's going to be an absolute machine, who came through our youth system last year. He's only 16, but he's got 2.5-star potential and is growing like a madman. We're training him to play a ball-playing defender, but you can already see, with 15 heading, 15 marking, 12 tackling at 16, 20 determination, and 18 work rate, he's got enough to build into the role. So that brings us to all of our transfers. Transfer window is now closed. We have one more coming in. This guy, Wander, whose full name is Wanderson Morales da Silva. He is a advanced player, attacking midfielding option, and coming in from Brazil. And the biggest thing about him is that he's coming in on a free. We just signed him a contract. He accepted it. He's coming in. It expires in December. We get to take him in. So that was like one other little bit of business. We've got some loans still going out. Maybe we let Carlos Alberto go out on loan, but I think having 3 left backs is a good thing. Also because David Watson could play also right back, which may not necessarily be a bad thing either. Because we've got Fanti and Moreno on that side. But having, and Frank Whelan can apparently play over there as well. But having Mercao and then also Watson being able to play over there. We've got some other young guys coming up. But that's about it. So let's talk about our competitions and our schedule. We have Open the Day versus Watford, and then we play Leipzig in the Nobody Cares About Cup. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to play the Watford game. And I know we're already kind of talking ahead of ourselves here. We're going to play Watford and then come back for the Champions League. Maybe Manchester United in the Champions League. But today it's all about Watford, the build-up, and what we're going to do. So here is, let's just go through here. Match preview, team selection. Here is how the team lines up. Very familiar to what you're used to, but with one obvious difference, or a couple obvious differences. Number one, Abina is an attacking midfielder role. The Olympics are going on right now. And the one problem with having under 23-year-old players, which we have a lot of in the squad, they're all away at the Olympics. So Rafael Moreno's there. Carlos Alberto's there, Jonathan Gearman's there, Azel Herrero's there, and Philip is there. So that made our team selection a little interesting, but still very solid. Brody is taking in over in goal, and I think going forward he is going to be our goalkeeper for the future. He's finally developed where he's kind of listed as the best one on the team sheet. He also is now England's #1. Whereas Gentile has no caps whatsoever for Argentina. So Gentile is going to move to the background, and we're going to bring Brody in as our #1. Also allows us to play a sweeper keeper, which I don't think Gentile is necessarily too. He can play. So they both can play sweeper keeper, but he can play it a little bit better. So that's what we're going to do. He's got a little bit. Gentile's a little bit quicker, but he's got a lot more physicals and distribution. So Brody is now going to be the new #1 in goal. Moreno, Lopez, Alex, and Wayland take over the back. Obviously, we talked about Wayland, how good he's going to be. Hopefully, he gets along with Wright. Keating and Bertels in the midfield. Fetz, Abina, where we'll come in here later. Wright on the left. And the man, the myth, the legend, Pepe, leading the line. He had some interest in him with Real Madrid and stuff, but he's sticking with us right now. And I think that's because, obviously, when you win the Champions League, that's very helpful. Now, we have a good team here. One that I think that can challenge very hard for the Champions League. As for our bench, Gentile, Watson, Camara, Rodane, Akbar, Ivan Medev, who is surprising to have him in the squad, but we've got depth in midfield here now, and we've got a lot of young English talent in midfield too, which I like. We're starting to bring through that English talent. Keating, still here, still captain, still amazing. It's 25 now. I mean, if you think about it, he's 220 appearances. We've had him since pretty much the start of the save. Well, the second year, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've had Keating for 9 years. This is like our 10th season with TGWPIS FC. Think about that, 9 years with the club. The only people who have been here longer, obviously, is our boys Chapman and Hencott. By the way, funny little thing. I don't know. I know you guys probably noticed it or not. Tyler, if you look at his milestones, got a Champions League medal. It's good. That's one of the feel good stories of the save so far, is Tyler getting that. So, anyways, here's the team. I'm gonna submit it. Jump in against Watford and see what we can do. I still have this on 3D. I got to switch it back to 2D from the Champions League final. But you can see we are also playing in the King Power Stadium this year. Let's go back here, because if I were to go to Club Vision, we are expanding the ground. They're expanding it to be 48,000 seater, and we're also looking for an affiliate club. You know, kind of important stuff. Just to kind of be able to loan our players to. Now they are playing in a very defensive position. There's our boy Cesar. Good to see him in here and playing. And they had him playing at wingback for a while, huh? Interesting. He is still capped for the under 23s for Brazil. And let's go to the dressing room. The favorites out there, go out there and show the fans something to cheer for. Let them know we have faith. Everybody listened positively. Your team has been heavily impacted by international call-ups. How do you feel these affecting this? We have to adapt to whatever's thrown us to expect my players will meet the standards and expect them. How do you please sign a new contract? Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, Keating signed a new contract. So he's another 5-year deal. He's with us for a long period of time. We're starting to tie down some of these guys for longer periods of time because we don't need to. We've got such a young squad. As Abina's here, cross comes in, Gomez successfully handles it, and highlights still going on. A little out of sorts here, guys, but we do get it. Fetz makes a great interception, takes down himself. Gomez collects again. I was looking at our thing, in our match day squad, our oldest person is Keating at 25. Is the oldest guy in our squad. So we have such a young squad, and they're all starting to hit their prime now. You expect that, especially with like midfielders and defenders and stuff. They don't hit their prime right away. Now we're starting to get that. Pepe is also a little bit on the older side, but we've got a lot of good young strikers and talent here. So, and with money to back us like we have, as Wright gets us off with a headed goal on effort on goal. We have such a young squad that there's really not much improvement we need to do. Now we're just all thinking about the future, looking forward. As Moreno, Nicholas Wright, it's good to see him scoring goals like that. He actually had a pretty good season last year. Not his best league campaign, but overall more goals and more assists. He had like 11 goals and 9 assists, which is good for him. And that was in all competitions. He did very well in the Champions League, really stepped it up. Bertels just kind of flies it wide. Now, if that's a position, Bertels is a world-class midfielder and is, I think, like a major player of the German team. We have like Bertels, Wieland, and Fetz all are part of the German setup, the German national team. So it's good to have them playing for us. But like that advanced playmaker role, he's great for it and he's one of the best in the world for it. But I have a feeling that Philip is going to be better. And we're going to be kind of rotating him in with that. And also, don't forget about Gearman. We don't want him to be the lost man in all this. As Clark is in on it, and Wieland makes a first great kind of tackle here. Good interception. Forces them back here. As now they are looking to attack again. Turner out to Cesar. Race. Brody gets big and makes the save. It was an absolute sitter. I guess he was onside. I don't know who's playing him. Now Reese is on it. Header's there. Brody collects. And just kind of holds on to it. As good couple minutes have gone by here. We're not free-flowing like we normally are. But, 11 shots, 5 on target. Even no foul. No yellow cards yet. Ref's keeping it in his pocket. I'm happy the performance keep it up. Let's be positive to the guys here. Keep it going, keep it positive. Abina is struggling a little bit, but that's probably just because they're playing such a defensive system here. Gustavo to Sharon. I mean, they're playing at a 4-1-4-1. So we've dropped down to 5th because of the goal difference here. Bertol's good challenge. Abina's on it, finds Fetz. Gets down the overlap to Moreno. Here, looks like everything's been happening down this right-hand side. Finds Keating. Does like a long shot from here. Nope, but he passes out to right. Back out to Keating. To Bertels. Finds Wayland. Get a cross in here. He absolutely can. Fetz is there in the corner. Oh, he cycles it back in. So that's a good little move. Wayland showing his pace and a good crossing ability. Him having as much crossing as he does is going to be really interesting. Trying to hit early crosses. All right, we're going to make some changes after this highlight. Bertels heads it on. Tonali's there. Gets under pressure. Moreno, difficult to control. Henson's there. Great save by Brody. Second shot, Moreno's tackle, and they just let it go out for the goal kick. All right, good. And there, Bertels is having an okay game. How is he doing today? No, he's actually having the better game of the two in midfield, but I think we pull him off. We'll get Medved in. Now Medved likes to play more of a playmaker versus a deep line playmaker versus an advanced. We can let Keating play the advanced playmaker. He's got the ability to do it. Let Medved drop back a little bit. As for other changes, Abina can come off for Roland, and we'll play the two strikers up top. Advance forward and complete forward. And then Pepe's not having a great game, but you kind of can't take him off. He's Pepe, so. And we've seen things too with Roland here, that when he kind of comes in, it provides that little extra spark here. We'll take right off for Cameo. Just to give him more rest and rotation, try to get him in here. There's Morales at there. There's Camaro there. He get the cross in. He passes back to Medev, who hits the woodwork with a hell of a shot. Fetz is on it. Wins the corner. Apparently Fetz was offside. But that was a huge shot from Medev. As they look to play it out the back here. Alex is on it. Finds Fetz out to Roland. He's got a lot of people. He's got the overlap here. Medev finds Wayland on the overlap. Can he get the cross? And he can. Pepe's there. Cameo back out to... Oh my God. Who was that? Roland was there. Fetz just kind of bumbled about. All their changes are made. They're just going really defensive here. 3 men up top. Can we win the header? Nope. This could be problems here. As Lenarin, don't do it to us. Oh my God. They did. Cedric Linane, his first of the season, as we didn't have enough people back on the corner. They just lift the ball forward. Header takes Moreno out of it. Wayland can't get back to cover, and he just goes around Brody. All right. Very attacking. Push forward. Get all this stuff in here. Into the tactic. In possession. Shoot on sight. Pass directness. Extremely direct. Extremely high tempo. Everything else looks good. Just hoof it. We got to go for this, guys. As time just ticks away, and that's it. It's a draw. They expected it to be a draw. Is Watford supposed to be a good team? I don't think they are. Aggressively told, I expect you all in training tomorrow. It was absolutely horrible. Not happy with anybody's performances today. Everybody lose confidence and moralized. I don't care. You need to get shouty with these guys. They just turned off at the end. Absolute horror show. Let the assistant go. Caesar close to triggering clause where we get, he is 1 appearance away from giving us 6.25 million. Look at all these guys. Is this the final? Oh, it's the third place playoff. Who's in the final? Holland versus France. Gearman's there for us. Do we have anybody in the France under 23? Nope. No, we do not. But Brazil won third place. Where did they play him? They played him at attacking midfielder. I'm actually interested to see where they play these guys. Rafael Moreno played in center defense. Philip played in attacking midfield. Alberto played left back. Addison played as a defender. All right. Well, I think once again we're going to come back here. We look at the schedule. I mean, still have points on the board, but that's not for a team that's supposed to be, going after this. Where is Watford supposed to place? 14th. That's just horrible. For a team who's looking to drive for winning the league. Well, we'll come back for the first draw in the Champions League. Maybe Man United there, since that's going to be like a first v second kind of match. But anyways, I've been James, you've been you. This has been TGWPIS FC, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.